The sun was relentless in the small town of Greenfield, where the asphalt shimmered like a mirage, and every breath felt thick with heat. At the edge of a bustling farmer's market, 12-year-old Timmy sat cross-legged on a faded red blanket. In front of him were a dozen watermelons, their striped green shells glistening in the sunlight. They weren't just any watermelons, they were his late grandfather's prized variety, grown in their family garden, now the only inheritance left to his widowed mother and him. Timmy watched as shoppers passed by, some sparing a glance, but none stopping. His heart sank with each ignored smile. He needed to sell these. His mom's words echoed in his mind, "Every penny counts, sweetheart. We'll get through this." Across the market, a man in a crisp white shirt stood out like a beacon. He was tall, with sharp features and a perpetual frown. Mr. Hargrove owned the largest grocery store in town, and rumor had it he had never smiled in years. Known for his no-nonsense demeanor, people said he had a heart as tough as stale bread. Timmy noticed Mr. Hargrove heading his way, his shadow stretching long across the blanket. For a moment, hope flared in Timmy's chest. But the man merely glanced at the watermelons, huffed, and walked past without a word. Deflated, Timmy tried to focus on the remaining shoppers. That's when he spotted her, a frail woman with a toddler on her hip. Her face was lined with exhaustion, her clothes worn but clean. She stopped in front of Timmy's stall, eyeing the watermelons longingly. "How much are they?" she asked, her voice soft but strained. $3 each, ma'am," Timmy replied. She bit her lip, then shook her head. "Maybe next time," she whispered, and turned to leave. Without thinking, Timmy grabbed a small watermelon and held it out. "Here, take this one. It's perfect for you and your little girl." Her eyes widened. "I can't. I don't have the money." "It's okay," Timmy insisted, smiling. "My grandpa always said watermelons taste better when they're shared." Tears welled in her eyes as she accepted the gift. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice trembling with gratitude. The woman's act of kindness sparked a chain reaction. A middle-aged man nearby, who had overheard the exchange, approached and bought 2 watermelons, paying more than the asking price. Others followed, drawn by Timmy's story and the genuine warmth in his actions. By the end of the day, Timmy had sold every single watermelon. His heart felt lighter than it had in weeks. As he packed up, he noticed Mr. Hargrove standing nearby, observing him with an unreadable expression. Before Timmy could speak, the man stepped forward and placed a hand on his shoulder. "You've got a good heart, kid," Mr. Hargrove said, his voice softer than anyone had ever heard. "Your grandfather would have been proud. Stop by my store tomorrow, I might have some work for you." That evening, Timmy walked home with an empty wagon and a full heart. He told his mom about the woman, the man, and even Mr. Hargrove. She hugged him tightly, her eyes shining with pride. As they shared a simple dinner, Timmy realized something profound: happiness wasn't about what you had, but what you gave. In that moment, under the warm glow of their kitchen light, he understood his grandfather's lesson.